Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well, despite all the bad news out there. So despite that, I hope everyone is having a good weekend and spending time with their family or friends. So for this week, I think for the Defiance limited dashboard preview, maybe we should take a look at Trez, just because I think maybe this week, just because of all the potential volatility that's going to be coming in later this week, people might want like more risk off type of assets, and I think maybe Trez could be interesting to look at for this week. So Trez unfortunately has been kind of like underperforming, and you can see like just in general like the market value hasn't really changed much, which could be a good thing for some people. I guess if you don't care about like the price performance of the actual ETF, it could be something. Uh, but I'm more interested to see like if there's any inflows for this week, because if there's not any, like if it's just like stays like flat at like 3 million or so, then that probably means like people aren't that concerned, and we'll probably still be in a risk on environment. Uh, so let's take a look at just in general for kind of like all the Defiance option-based ETFs. Let's take a look over here. And you can kind of see like SPYT. There's definitely been more of an interest in this one. I'm wondering if it's just a coincidence, because this happened before like all the potential escalation in the, I guess like any potential conflict. So it's interesting to see if like SPY-T will hold up also for this new week. And let's take a look at Trez to see anything interesting in terms of discounts. So the NAV and at least like the closing price, like they kind of like hug each other. So in that sense is good. And then over here we can definitely see there's a small discount, at least at the time of this recording. So it'll be interesting to see how this holds up for the coming week. So let's take a look at the old spreadsheet. 1 second here. Let me bring it up. Okay, looks like it's coming into focus. Let me just make these a little bit smaller. So okay, so for this week, IWMY, unfortunately, there's a bit of a bit of a decline here. So the cash went from 23 cents. It actually went negative to negative 31 cents. The option premium looked like it bumped up a little bit and then it kind of like flattened out again. So 11 cents from last week and 11 cents to start the new week. And then the treasuries went from 16.32 to 16.72. So this week will be really important for, I guess, like all the high yield option ETFs, because I'm wondering if they'll be able to monetize like the elevated volatility. I'm thinking they should, but you just never know. And then also the cash for JEPY, uh, unfortunately also declined from 247 to 48, and then the options went from 7 cents to negative. Well, bumped up a little bit, so starting the new week at 10 cents. And then the Treasury went from 1457 to 1644, so that's a good thing. And then let's take a look at triple QY. So 1562. So it's a little bit of a increase, but then like you see like the cash 38 down to 9 cents. And then options went from 12 cents to negative 10 cents, so it decreased a little bit. And then treasuries went from 1536 to 1583. And then let's take a look at Trez again. So it's 1741 to 1758. So it's increasing a little bit. So I'm wondering if it were truly going to risk off environment, if Trez will outperform this week. If not, then that's a potentially good tell that it'll still be risk on. Cash went from 46 cents to 26 cents. The options went from 9 cents to a debit of 9 cents to increase over 26 cents. So this could be a good thing, well, at least for Trez. And then treasuries went from 1686 to 1705, so that's a good thing. Now, unfortunately, for SPYT, as I mentioned before, sometimes like the Defiance, I guess like the webmaster or like I guess the folks that are in charge of maintaining the website, sometimes they're on like a two day delay. So what I do is I try my best to kind of do my own calculation instead of using like Defiance's number. Uh, so these like the ones in yellow are my estimates, and they look okay, just because it looks like they're in line with what SPYT has been doing for the week. So unfortunately for SPYT, there's a small dip from 1984 to 1960, but it's not too bad. Like the cash went from one like a penny increased all the way to 9 cents, so that's a good thing. The overall like the cover call positions went from 1983 to 1951. So it'll be interesting to see how Defiance and Yieldmax does this week to see which one performs better. I'm thinking there'll probably like people will probably migrate some of the money from Yieldmax and other like single name option ETFs into like kind of like the more broad based, uh, because like I guess when correlations go to one, people don't see the benefit of like or of diversification in like any single stock name, and they'll probably migrate into like more broad-based ETFs, and then also like the bonds and like treasury funds are specifically like the shorter term funds, like they'll probably do a little bit better for this week. I'm guessing, because well, I mean, unfortunately, during conflicts, usually there's like a short-term dip, and then maybe after that, like hopefully when things calm down, then it could probably resume like the bull run. But we'll just have to see. I'm hoping like cooler heads will prevail. Because like also looking at the Bitcoin chart earlier this morning, and it looks like it took a nasty dump, and then but then it's starting to kind of like recover. So I'm guessing the same thing will probably happen with the equity and bond markets for Monday morning. My like so I'm gonna be watching like the futures tonight. So I'll be looking at like the equity markets, like for example like ES, and then like the bond markets, like for example like ZN, domestic bonds, and then also like gold and oil, just to see if there's any like if people are guessing that the escalation could be pretty serious, then of course like oil, uh, unfortunately we'll see a spike in oil, and then consequently we'll also see uh, a spike in like inflation. So that could be pretty ugly. So you know, hopefully people will be careful for this week. We'll just have to see. So I wish I had better news, but it is what it is. But despite that, I hope people have a good rest of the weekend. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider giving this a like. If you could subscribe as well, that'd be greatly appreciated. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.